Hello and welcome back. Here's a quick recap of what we've learned so far. We know that we are in fact speaking to twins. Not just that, but they also admit to making others believe there's just one of them by swapping places and taking things even further than that. Somehow, a man named Simon ended up dead, and one of the sisters has admitted to hiding the body, which is suspicious to say the least. The question remains, are they in cahoots together? And did they do it together? Is one of them innocent, or is it something else entirely? Let's continue and find out. Welcome back. So let's see if we can figure this out, because I googled it because I wasn't really sure how I was gonna complete the game. Well, apparently you complete it when you're satisfied. It's what people say. So whenever you feel like you know everything, but also at one point something will prompt like a program you need to run. I totally spoiled the game maybe for myself, but that's what I read. So I don't feel like I know everything yet, but I feel like I'm getting real close. Because to me, what I know is they are twins. They are named Hannah and Eve, and they shared an identity in which everybody thinks that they're just one person, which they're not. And they also grew up separately, so apart from each other. One of them, I think Eve, was raised by what you call it, a midwife. Um, Somewhere else. It's kind of this sounds in the game. You kind of hear like someone shifting around, and I'm like looking around. Oh wait, that's the game. Anyway, so and they murdered a man. What's his name again? Mitch, Michael, Simon, and yeah, that's basically where we are. So I'm gonna see if I can find confession, something like that. We have one. Let me see. This is July 1st. Again, who was that? That's Eve.
Okay, you got me. I'll confess. We were there. It was a dirty weekend. Simon was going to expense it, pretend it was a business trip. I used a made-up name. We stayed at the hotel, had room service, didn't leave the room, had a great view of the river, and you could hear the church bells. Like you said, it was very romantic.
So not that easy. Also, this is kind of smart, because if you just started the game and you're like, you're gonna search confess because you don't know anything, you won't solve the game immediately. So this is just them on a weekend. Romantic weekend with Simon. Let me see. I'm just looking up real quick what I wrote down and what I want to know. And also I'm wondering, can I search like the date? Like if I search July, would that work? No. No, that won't work. No, that's too bad. That also maybe would have been a bit easy. What's this? Query history. Oh, interesting, Simon. So this is apparently what I did. Oh. All right. What if I search the last name Smith? Have I done that already? I don't know if I have. All right, and polygraph. How do I write that? No. We have new ones here. Let me see.
Yes. I'll take a lie detector test.
Alright, so lie detector test apparently is what I need to search. Which is a lot easier.
I've never taken a lie detector test before. Does it really work?
Alright. So let's search lie detector. Maybe not.
My name. That was the only question I failed. Your lie detector works.
Name failed. Nope. I guess that's all we have. Right. I'm gonna change the screen again because I really can't see. Yeah, it doesn't really give me anything like yeah, I don't know. Like a hit on what I should be doing. What about sister? Did I search that one? Oh, I did not. All right. Would you like that again?
When she went home, Simon had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Simon about me, told him I was pregnant. She wanted me to move in with them, this sister he didn't know she had. She knew that instant. The look on his face.
So this is Hannah again, but before it was Eve. I'm confused.
She sent him out the house, kicked him out, called me up, crying, and I went round. I guess I had a feeling I could hear something was wrong in her voice, but I wasn't sure what it was. She called me sister on the phone. She never calls me that.
But she's not wearing a necklace here, I think, and in another video she was, so from the same date. I'm confused. Can't really
My
tell.
sister is gone. And she's never coming back.
Alright, sister gone. So killed? Or did she make her up? Gone? Let me see.
No, it's okay. The other detective has just gone to get me one.
Oh, alright. That didn't help me, did it?
Yeah. They'd gone to bed feeling ill, thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me. I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck.
Alright, 30th of June. I think it's Eve, but I'm not sure. So, dead in bed, what is that about? We have a lot.
It's all that matters, really. The baby. Simon's dead, but the baby, that's how he will live on. Our baby.
That is weird, though. So, the 30th of June, she was still pregnant and she was just saying she had a miscarriage. Wait, what?
You're reaching here. And I don't know why. No, I've never cheated on anyone. I've never taken anything from anyone. Simon is dead. But I have my baby to care for. Why are you trying to make me sad? Why are you so obsessed with sex and affairs? You cheated on your wife. Is this your thing?
All right, don't know what to say about that. Next one.
It was supposed to be a secret. Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford.
So romantic weekend was Oxford. All right. And we have one more, I think. This one. July 2nd.
Rehearsed? You ask me the same question, you'll get the same answer. Is that your evidence? Of course I thought about what happened then. It's all I've thought about. My husband is dead.
All right, I have a few words I can search. I can search baby. Don't know if I did that already. I guess I didn't.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
So this is Hannah because there's no tattoo.
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
Next.
No, I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage at 8 months. We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after.
Simon's parents, also something I could search. And miscarriage.
Yes. It was a shock to him. I mean, we never thought it was possible. I don't know what he... I mean, I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby. I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it.
Is she giving me the finger? And also when people cover their mouth, it's instinctively, that they're saying something they shouldn't say or are ashamed about. So I want to look up the necklace because one of them is wearing it. Gives me nothing. That's too bad. What about miscarriage? That it does.
Then my parents died. It was the worst year of my life. A miscarriage and then my parents.
Alright, definitely have to search parents. But her parents, she says, because the other one was brought up by the midwife. So this is Hannah, I think. 25th of June. Yeah, this is Hannah.
Yeah. I mean, I was infertile. Thought I was. They told me I was infertile after the miscarriage because of complications.
So she got pregnant twice? What is she saying?
Hannah had a miscarriage. This was late in the pregnancy and it left her infertile. Felt like the universe had corrected its course. We were aligned again. But Hannah and Simon were still living with his parents. They were married. Simon had a job at the Glaziers now. Eric had given him a full-time position after he left school. And then...
And then what? So what happened to the parents? We have one.
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back, me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
All right, what about the word lasers? Does that give me something? It does. 18th of June. I think I've written down, this is probably Eve.
Mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number. Oh, it's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle.
So should I search phone?
I did. Well, we met when we were 17, both working at the glaziers.
This is Hannah. 27th of June. Don't know who this is.
No. Everyone loved Simon. He's a glazier, he doesn't have much money. I don't know. I don't know.
All right, can I look up suspect? Again. Interesting, why didn't I do this before?
When you suspect someone of murdering their husband.
Right, so they suspect her is probably what they were saying.
Okay. So you want to eliminate me as a suspect?
Eliminate. No, but she is. She did it.
That should eliminate me as a suspect. If I was in Glasgow, can't be in two places at once.
Well, you can if you're twin.
This is the third day running you've called me in. I speak to Doug and Eleanor every day. And they say you've been asking a lot of questions. About me. Should I be worried? Am I a suspect?
Who are Doug and Eleanor? Doug. We have a lot. See, I thought I was almost done, but there's so much more. 25th of June, Hannah again.
Yeah. I've been round to Doug and Eleanor's and they're very worried. I feel sorry for them.
I don't know who they are.
I got a job to contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. They said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us, there's always been pressure.
All right. Next.
I hoover, I dust every week, maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day, you know, ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental, next to the Reader's Digest books. Cigarettes inside. And she still has them. I mean, last time I was there, I looked in a vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years of marriage, and she still has a secret like that.
All right. Don't know how that helps me. Still don't know who they are.
Okay. I parked up in the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly in the living room. Nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
Yeah, very rehearsed. I get what they're saying. You're not normally that detailed when you tell a story. Like, I looked in the kettle, there was nothing in the kettle. It's not, if it was real, you wouldn't mention those details because they don't matter. You would be like more emotional maybe about what's happening and that you didn't think something was wrong and worried.
1984 was an awful year in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful. Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It's just awful.
So those were the bodies, the parents. Oh, whoops. 1984. Search. Nothing. Do I have to really do it like she did? No. Number? 1.
No, they were shut. Most of the windows were really hard to open anyway. They're stifling in summer. They were painted over by my dad. Could have left a door open accidentally. Or there's a cat flap in the back door.
Alright, so they have a cat. Looks like a cat. Don't know why it matters, but it does apparently. Alright.
No, no cat. My parents had a cat before they died called Domino. It was this little black thing with white dots. And we never did anything about the cat flap, but if you were thin, you could maybe squeeze through it.
Weird, why would you say that?
This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
Blonde wig, cat flap. Alright, I don't know. What are they referring to?
When we weren't together, we'd send secret messages by tapping out a code that we'd learned from a book. The knock code. Something prisoners of war would use. We'd tap them out on radiator pipes or the attic floor. Dad thought we had mice, but they couldn't find any. Bought a cat anyway.
So that was what she was doing before in one of the videos. I didn't get it at the time, but apparently it's a knock code. So I'm gonna search that next.
We loved our cat, Domino. He had this little bell around his neck to stop him from killing birds in the garden. And we used to write each other notes and put them in the bell, and we could send them to each other. Mum found some of the notes once, and she thought I was just writing to myself because our handwriting was identical. And we had our own words for things, so she didn't quite understand them anyway.
not code. Chit chat. What's this? You done? No? Okay, I'll hang a bit longer. Buzz when you're ready. Hangs up. Does this mean that I know what happened? So I've seen everything? Or what? Is this the end of the game? I'm confused. Oh, see, I haven't seen everything.
Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended family thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing. It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything though. I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to have worked a till.
This is definitely Hannah.
No. The whole thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen, you can probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. My dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours.
This one?
They said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe. Death caps. They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that. But, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone, and no one had any reason to hurt them.
All right. What about... Whoops. The suspicious one.
I thought it made me sound suspicious. It's not a normal thing to do, to drive to the other end of the country. I wanted to keep it simple. I know it was stupid not to tell you everything. Saying I spent the night in Glasgow when my husband went missing, I thought it would, distract you from what was important. It's different now. Now he's...
27th of June. Did she already confess here? I'm not sure. Glasgow. Nope, nothing new. What about notes? No. Food. We have new things.
No, not drugs. He drinks, but never very much. He goes to the pub and has one or two. Sometimes we go together. He drinks wine with food, but no, he doesn't have any kind of drinking problem.
All right.
At the time they said it was poison, food poisoning. I felt so guilty. If I'd still been at home, maybe I could have done something. I don't know.
Poison. I think that's it. Poisoning? No. Dollhouse. Oh, I thought this didn't matter, but it does.
Yes, I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories.
All right.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. They wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, and gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
The making of a psychopath. Right?
The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move. He decorated, modernised wallpaper, curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all. Simon never went up there.
Thank you for watching. Curious what happens next? Subscribe to my page so you don't miss anything.